Did you know these 5 things about donating blood? First, most medications, including the flu shot, will not disqualify you from being able to donate as long as you're feeling well and are fever-free. Second, in most states, including Minnesota, you may be eligible to give blood immediately after getting a tattoo, as long as the tattoo was applied by a state-regulated entity using sterile needles and ink that is not reused. Third, more than 53% of people believe they need to know their blood type to donate blood. Not true. You don't need to know your blood type, but after you donate, the Red Cross can let you know what it is. Fourth, your blood may travel. After meeting local needs first, donated blood may also go to patients in need at hospitals throughout Minnesota or even across the U.S. through the Red Cross National Inventory System. Finally, in the 10 minutes it takes to bake cookies, 300 units of blood and platelets may be transfused to patients.